What's up? Black men must prioritize relationships over money. Now, if there's any man out there who's trying to self improve, learn more about black history, become more financially literate, and just overall come together with their fellow black men inside of their community and just come together and build and create and improve, I have a file that I've made in the bio section of my channel. If you click on that link, you'll see the guide and it goes in deep to all of that type of stuff. And I think it'll be really beneficial. So just check that out. If you're interested, just click on the bio section of my channel and you'll see the link and you'll see that and check that out. Back to the video. Now, whenever we go into looking at what it really means to be happy in life, what it really means to have a high quality life, you start to see that it's way more about impact you left on people. It's way more about how you help people. It's way more about the relationships you had with people. And I think that's causing me to reshape how you know, what I think success is and and what it means to be successful. I really think success is a measure of how many relationships you had, how many people you impacted in a positive way. I think that those are the things that really cause you to be remembered in life and for your legacy to live on. And I think those are the things that really just make me happier, even outside of me trying to be successful. Those are the things that just really make me happy. If I have a good relationship with other men, if I have a good relationship with a woman, as far as romantic, and I just have a a life where it's abundance in good relationships, spending time with those people and really just enjoying those people. And if I do become financially successful and make a lot of money, I want to use that money and spend that money to make those people's life better, the people I love. And I think it sounds cliche to say that, but we all know that in the black community, a lot of the times we will sit there and isolate ourselves just for the sake of, oh, I'm trying to chase a bag, I'm trying to make money, I'm trying to do all this. Understand that money can't love you. Money can't fulfill you in any type of way, right? It's just the materialism around it that gives us an illusion that it's really doing something for us, and that's what makes us successful. But we figure out real quick that human beings are the things that satisfy you more than anything. So it's relationships. Your relationships you have with your parents, your brothers, your friends, your sisters, your romantic relationships with women, all those things matter more. And it's not that you should uh neglect yourself trying to get those things, right? You should get those things in high quality. You should get those type of things that those relationships that really make you feel better about yourself. And it's a affirming relationship, no matter if it's romantic or plutonic. And I think that that's something we have to chase more. That's something we have to prioritize a importance on more, because I think we live in a day and age where it's so individualistic. People don't come together as much, and that's why I feel like you can see men struggling with women more. You can see more men be lonely. You just see more people will be lonely because we're all in this mentality of I just gotta survive. We're in that mentality where, okay, I just care about myself. I gotta survive. I gotta pay my bills. I gotta do all of this, which those things are important. But you understand that when you're doing that alone, human beings aren't supposed to be alone like that. And the the government, I think, plays a role in us being lonely like that, especially as in the black community, where we'll either be in poverty, or when we get successful, we get money, we're kind of isolated, and that's the only thing we're chasing. And you know we have to bring the community back into these things and people coming together. And I think that I was a person who grew up who was very on the I wouldn't say that I was antisocial my whole entire childhood, but I would say as a teenager, once I start struggling with more stuff as far as lust and things like that, that's when I became way more socially isolated. And I just really neglected myself and neglected potential relationships I could have had when it came to just friends, and obviously when it came to women. And I regret that because those are the things that mean more than anything in life. It's not about the money and the cars or anything like that. It's the relationships you have with people that mean a lot. And I think that when we start having men, black men who comes together and we understand that family and relationships and community is the most important thing, that's where we'll see more money in the community, because we're not doing it just out of uh pursuit of the money. We do it because we're trying to chase having a better time with our family, with our friends, with our community. We're trying to use that money to uplift our community, make it to make our environment better, you know? So I think that it needs to be more focused on relationships and not just, oh, I got to make sure I make a lot of money. Because what's the point of you becoming successful, making a lot of money, doing a lot of things if you have to lose yourself? If you have to be isolated and you can't enjoy that with anyone, right? And I think that that's the mentality that I'm getting inside of, because I understand that's the thing that matters more than anything. A lot of people, get into that mentality, and it's you know it's miserable, and I don't like that. And I used to be like that, where it's, man, I only care about money. I ain't gotta do that because I ain't gonna be around nobody. I just gonna chase money and I'm gonna be rich. Like, no, it's about your connections, your relationships, you know, you having fun with people. That's really the thing that matters, uh, way more than any amount of money you could have made. If you made 1 million or 1 billion, that doesn't matter. Because what's the point if you're by yourself when you get that, all right? And so this all goes back into us coming together, man. We got to come together. We can't put materialism over a real human relationship. And I think that that's when we'll really see more men having better relationships with women, as far as in a romantic sense, because when we start coming together and we start doing things as a community, that's when we'll really start to fall in line with each other. We'll be more harmonious, and we have a culture that lifts us up, and it allows the man to be a man, it allows the woman to be a woman, and we're really just sovereign over each other, right? That's the important thing, man. And I think that in the guide that I made, in the product that I made, I have a file where it goes in deep, talking about all of those different type of things when it comes to having affirming relationships, plutonic or romantic. And I think that people need to check that out, because I think that that's something that will really help us understand why that's important, why relationships are just way more important. So that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace out.